Hey, what's up everybody? Lupinefiasco. Playing some good old Talishar. Decided to lock in Kayo today. It's a slightly new list. We've got Tunic back in, playing Tear Limb from Limb, as well as Song of Sinew, which I think just goes in all the time. Against Arachne Huntsman. This should be a pretty interesting one. Taylor Morrow repopularizing the list. I've been seeing a lot more play lately. I think we're going to run 65 to try to play around fatigue. Not playing Erase Face because it just kind of doesn't do anything. Not playing Pulping because Arachne is on a bunch of defense reactions. Hey Steven, hey Brandon. Presenting 69 cards, nice. And we are just going to play the best that we can. Putting 9 in front of this E-Strike. Let's see if we win the Clash. We do. Seeing a Shred on top of the deck. We are going to sink a Bare Fangs. Hey Nick. On my way to the airport, I'm going to Texas. That's right, Steven. You're the Globetrotter this week. So opponent currently winning the fatigue race. We are going to go ahead and send Wild Ride. I'm going to pitch Buck Wild so that I find it later. We get to follow up with Mandible Claw for 3 and then Show of Strength for 9. Our game plan here is just to hit Arachne really hard. Steven, get a big hat while you're there. That's honestly, yeah, like we need you to turn into a real cowpoke. Look for brisket tacos. Brisket tacos sound pretty good. Okay, so sending 6, we hit, not surprised. Discarding that Mighty Wind-Up, finding Show of Strength, it's really nice. Opponent just putting a bunch of block in front of what we're doing. We get to close chain here. Yes, they gain 3 life from Fiddler's Green. They were going to do that anyway. And we get to send Show of Strength. See if opponent wants to give us this last card in hand. Fate Foreseen from Arsenal. Go ahead and take 5. So after all that, we only deal 2 points of damage, but Arachne has no cards in Arsenal, only 1 card in hand. This is not the hand I'm looking for. Ugh, the dreaded 4 red hand. Go ahead and block with a Swing Big. Take 1 here, lose the top card of our deck, and then we're just going to fire back with Show of Strength for 9. Losing the Reckless Stampede is kind of unfortunate. I suppose we could send Swing Big here, but I'm just going to sit on that instead. How many PQs we got left in SAC? We have 2. Yeah, it's Hobby Quest this Sunday, and then CCS next Saturday. What changes did you make? Yeah, I put Show of Strength back in. Or not Show of Strength, Song of Sinew, and 2, God, I'm blanking on the name of the card. Tear Limb from Limb. Double Trouble coming for 3. We could put Armor in front of this. I could also just let it hit. Like let Arachne decide if they want to... we're just going to say no blocks. Spend Perdition, and let's see if it's card from hand. It's Flick Knives, so losing a dagger here, but no effect that I particularly care about. We're going to lose 3 cards off the top. My turn is just going to be Song of Sinew into Buck Wild and decide based on what the song shows me if I want to discard this Agile Wind-Up or if I want to pitch to Claw, and I think it's going to be Claw here. Just based on the fact that I'm going to draw another Song of Sinew and then 3 blues, like there's nothing that I really need to go again. Is there a threshold of misses that you're willing to put in? I think currently I'm running 8 misses in 65 cards. I kind of never want to go above that, I don't think. Oasis Respite just prevents the 4. We get to come in with another 4. I think we're already losing this game. I need to find a Blood Rush at some point and probably try to set that up by putting it in Arsenal. Definitely need to be prioritizing sending my Claw. You were contracted to banish opponent's cards with Go again, so this should just be for leave the top card on top. So I'm going to... This block doesn't particularly matter. Like, if I block with Smash Up, I get a Vigor, but that doesn't matter. Okay, so the threshold of misses, I think, is probably 8 in 65 cards. In 60 cards, it's 6. In this case, Song of Sinew and Blood Rush Bellow. But Song of Sinew is kind of on the chopping block for now. I had plans early in the day, so don't want to risk top 8 then drop. We will see. Because there's all 3 Blood Rush by turn 0. God, I wish. So I can make a Vigor, and then it doesn't do anything because my turn is just going to be Song of Sinew, Strongest Survive. I could put Armor in front of the Sack the Shifty. Song of Sinew, Strongest Survive, Arsenal, run Roughshod. It's probably what I want to do here. The fact that my opponent left the card on top makes me think it's like a Blood Rush. It's a Swing Big. So we see Swing Big, 2 Wild Rides, Assault and Batteries. Now I feel really good about putting the run Roughshod in Arsenal. Go ahead and leave the Swing Big on top. This doesn't matter, but I want to get in the habit of leaving my big attack on top for whenever I need to clash. Based on what Arachne has in hand, this Strongest Survive is potentially relevant. We get 3 cards. Opponent could have given us 2. Taken 3 showed us the E-Strike. So this card in hand might be Codex, it might be Leave No Witnesses. Let's just pass. We get to send Wild Ride here. Another Reckless Stampede, that's pretty brutal. Really do want to be resolving those Reckless Stampedes, especially into Arachne, because we're going to win every clash. You happen to be so insulated with all the conditional Go again. I'm pretty resistant to all of Arachne's contracts. It's more of, so they aren't making silver, but I am still losing cards from my deck. At this point, we're going to send Mandible Claw, because I do want to be clawing every turn to maintain deck density. We get to send Claw into Run Roughshod, Arsenal, Swing Big. Arachne keeping a 5-carder so far. We're going to see if they put anything in front of the Run Roughshod. And then see what they can do with, at this point, 3 cards. Apparently the Arsenal is important. I assume they were trying to block around CNC. And these are not the hands we're looking for right now. Play the Scholar, banish your opponent non-attack cards, you sink the top card. What does this hand do? This hand mostly just does... I think this hand does Buck Wild, Swing Big, discard Agile Windup. I'm not going to block the Slay the Scholars here. I don't particularly care to flashbag this. There's a Tear Limb from Limb, so opponent gets their silver back for Mask of Tradition. That's spooky. Gains 3 with Sigil of Solace, passes the turn. So we are just going to take the Buck Wild, Swing Big line, discard Agile Windup. I guess I can actually back this up. Is there a different play I can make where I am maximizing Claw? So we pitch to Claw, discard Agile Windup, Might and Agility, float 1, Gauntlet, Swing Big, Arsenal, Buck Wild. That actually seems a little better. Setting up the 5-card hand, maximizing Claw value. Leaving a card in Arsenal against Assassin is always like, maybe this isn't great, but it is a blue Buck Wild, which I'm less concerned about losing. Close the combat chain, activate Gauntlet. Swing Big for 9. Opponent can put 3 cards in front of this, 3/3 blocks, and then get to do like Leave No Witnesses Codex, which would be pretty spooky. Depending on, so we get Hunter or Hunted. Opponent gets to do their dumb thing. Left the top card there. What are you naming? Wild Ride. Okay, so we lose 4 Wild Rides. Definitely unfortunate. Opponent gets a Quicken out of the deal. Makes 6 silver. Yeah, it's not great. Losing the Wild Ride, losing the Go Again is spooky. God, could we draw a Blood Rush Bellow? Like, they're in the deck, right? We're gonna go ahead and if I pop my Sash here, I can send Buckwild, pitch the blue, float a resource. Sorry, it wouldn't be Buckwild, it'd be Show of Strength, pitch blue, float 2 resources. Buckwild, float no resources. Gauntlet, Bear Fangs. I don't know if that's worth it compared to just Song of Sinew first. Thinking, what maximizes my damage here? Considering that we have the Go Again. This is 8, 13, 22 damage compared to Song of Sinew plus Sash to go Show of Strength, Bear Fangs. We keep an Arsenal. Yeah, that doesn't seem worth it. I'm going to pop the Sash here. I'm going to pitch the Song of Sinew rather than play it. Show of Strength first, into Buckwild, into Gauntlet, Bear Fangs. Opponent finds the Fate Foreseen. Bottoms whatever was on the Fate. Close the chain, activate gauntlets, send Bear Fangs. Do get in for 9, excellent. Still have not seen a Blood Rush Bellow. Getting big damage over the top here. Blood Rush finding Blood Rush, classic. We're gonna go ahead and fire this off. And to start putting some sort of turn together, I think this is going to unfortunately be Mandible Claw, Float 2, Strongest Survive, Pitch, CNC. Not the best Blood Rush, but we don't have Sash anymore. We're just in sort of a weird spot now. Another Hunter or Hunted. Means we are going to get this last card from Arachne's hand, but we're still losing cards from deck. This card is pretty good. Bonds that you can't interact with is getting Assault and Battery, so not as bad as it could have been. Any thoughts on replacing Red Buckwild with Flex Speed? I would never, one, never replace Red Buckwild, and 2, I don't like Flex Speed. I think Flex Speed is a very bad card. I think Flex Speed is very, very bad. It's just like it's so conditional, and I need it to not be as conditional as it is. I need to be able to always have the Go Again. Opponent shows us something. Leave no witnesses. Okay, so we're probably cashing in our flesh bag here. I think Flex Speed is a very bad card. It doesn't have guaranteed Go Again. Depending on what my draw discard situation is, I don't always have the might for it. Buckwild is always 3 for 7. It lets me set up Cast Bones if I was playing it, Blood Rush and Arsenal. I think if you are not consistently playing Red Buckwild, I think maybe you have a problem with how many blues are in your deck. I have really been a fan of Buckwild. It's been very impressive for me. Arsenal, our strongest survive. Got to leave no witnesses. Coming for 4 Go Again. The problem here is we haven't seen a codex yet. I am going to block like this, get this card out of my opponent's hand. I suspect that the Arsenal card is a codex. Just breaking equipment here to refresh it with silver. Okay. That works for me. Opponent takes an intellect penalty, so we can now do a couple of different lines. I can send Strongest Survive, pitching Strongest Survive for 8 go again, get blocks out of our opponent. And I think that is what I'm gonna do. I get to follow that up with Pitch Beast Within to Gauntlet, Pitch Smashing Ground to Smashing Ground. So this is already looking pretty good. Opponent maximizing blocks so that they don't lose a card to the Strongest Survive. See what they show us. Showing us Annihilate the Armed. Okay. Attack action cards, well that is going to hit. Close the combat chain. Gauntlet into Smashing Ground. So we are threatening the Arsenal. Opponent gets to decide how important that is. Apparently very. That's the 3rd shred. Not that I particularly care. Drawing into not the best hand. So I do need to play this Song of Sinew. We can see what we're going to draw from this Blood Rush. We would float 2 resources after pitching one of these blues. Probably going to be Agile Windup, play Blood Rush, discard Run Roughshod, float 2 blues, draw Barefang Strongest Survive. That just seems ideal. Yeah, so we're going to do CNC, Beast Within, Strongest Survive, Barefangs, play Blood Rush. Get to come in with Mandible Claw for 9 go again. Flex Speed Mega Bad, especially versus Gravy. He Fearless Confrontation it and you don't kill Chum and you lose go again, then you go next. Oh yeah, the blowout from Fearless Confrontation on Flex Speed is like, yeah, it's pretty atrocious. Hunter or Hunted. I'm going to name my Beast Within. I mean, it's not great, considering that Beast Within was going to draw us a CNC. But we are still threatening a lot of damage here for potentially getting over the top. Yep, there's the Beast Withins. Sink below here. We do know that this Barefangs is going to hit, though. Go ahead and Gauntlet into Barefangs for 11. Getting all of our opponents' hand and equipment, taking them down to 3. We're still in a great position this game. So I believe what I'm doing here is I'm setting up the Tear Limb. I'm going to Buckwild, Pitch Blue, Gauntlet. I could Smash and Ground. I could also Claw. We'll see how our opponent deals with Buckwild for 8. Yeah, depending on how these blocks go, I might just send more damage. Fate Foreseen from hand. Put our opponent down to 2. Close the chain. So I feel this is 30 now. When does Tunic and Trackers come in? Tunic comes in for Florian. Trackers comes in for Kano. I don't think I have enough go again left. I think I do need this Tear Limb from Limb to try to convert a hand of cards. The opponent keeps 2 cards. This card in Arsenal has been there forever, which makes me think it isn't Codex. Leave no witnesses. This we are going to block with Scabbies and CNC. Perdition Black Tech, just getting, looking to use the silver. Remembrance, okay. I thought this card cost resources. Interesting. 3 action cards from your graveyard into your deck, just playing Uber Fatigue, grabbing back. Excuse me, little son. Excuse me, bunny. Surgical, CNC, leave no witnesses. So we get to make a decision. Currently left in our deck, we have 1 Bloodrush Bella that we haven't seen yet, which makes me concerned that if I... Oh no, we did pitch it. You see Noah Bagelman AGE list running no CNC, 3 Tear Limb from Limb. I haven't seen that it was running no CNC. I don't know that I want to Tear Limb until I see my other Blood Rush. So I'm going to go ahead and just swing big for 8 here. Get 3 cards from our opponent. Discard the Mighty Windup. Plunder the Poor. Sunk the top card. I might just let this hit. We get to do Buckwild for 9 go again into Smash Instinct. Yeah, and if this bottoms, if this hits the Blood Rush, then I'm like just absolutely firing off Tear Limb. There's also in the Savage Feast Trackers package. Do you know when he's bringing in Savage Feast? I saw it was in the list, but I saw that he isn't on Sea Legs, which was like the cool combo that you can do. Sink Below covering this out. Without any more defense reactions in deck, this should just get there. Okay, it blocks 2 and then dies. There's the Codex. Going 14 value a turn. Opponent keeping up on value for sure. I'll never know what that intimidated card was. The opponent just didn't see the codexes, and we did have the Blood Rush coming up. So this hand would have been pretty okay. Play the Blood Rush, play the Tear Limb. And then we are just finding blues, unfortunately, unless we get to keep this Reckless Stampede. Yeah, just get there. That was my first game against the Arachne Huntsman, and just based on that one, I gotta say I'm not super impressed. He played Savage all matchups? Okay. Is he always bringing Beaten Trackers, or is he just like Savage Feast as a 1 for 6 after you Wild Ride, you put a random card into your arsenal? I did see that he was on Crown of Providence, which I think I might need to get into my list too. Playing it against Florian last week was just really impressive. Like, Fleshbag against Florian doesn't do anything most of the time. It takes them off of their E-Strike for, this is going to be a bad one. RKO is very good against new KO. I actually have a workable sideboard for this? No. So deciding what we want to put in. It's not going to be, we are going to play Strongest Survive. It's not going to be Pulping because of their D-React count. We can put in, the Tear Limb is fine. And Tear Limb. Reckless Stampede is always interesting into RKO because they are on Show of Strength and Swing Big, so we can lose Clash. When do you use Tear Limb from Limb? Against Florian mostly. But I was also playing it against that Arachne, the slow matchups where you need to set something up. Let's try Reckless Stampede, see what happens. Blood Rush, Beast Within, Bare Fangs, Buckwild. This hand's pretty good if KO just passes. It's been really good for me against Vinset too. I am not super concerned about Vinset, honestly. When this hits, create a Might and a Vigor token. So unfortunately, I need to block with my Blood Rush here. I don't want to let that hit me after KO does the thing. Giving up the Beast Within isn't a huge deal. Giving up the Blood Rush is. But what can you do? Fire off the Wild Ride. Hope we draw into a blue that we get to keep. We do not. So I get to follow this up with a Reckless Stampede, which is just going to be fine. Opponent steals my Might, which is very rude. Oh, we come in for Reckless Stampede. We'll do a little clashing. Steel Victory is so good. Why does it block 3? Probably because it's useless in a lot of matchups. It's a block card, question mark? Yeah. I think it's just not very good most of the time. So we give the Might away, which is unfortunate. We are now up on life, so we don't give Kayo easy booze. Survive Blood Rush CNC. Mandible Claw for 4. I assume there's going to be the Reviled discard here to give it go again. We could block with Flesh Bag and Sash to turn this off. I don't know if that's good or just cute. As far as setting up, I'm probably going to CNC, discard the Agile Windup, Arsenal Blood Rush. So let's go ahead and just IP our KO here. Sigil of Solace, smart. I guess the Revile block is also an instant, so I don't even get value off of it. Yeah, that was not a great line for me. I did not put them on Sigil. And even if I had put them on outside interference correctly, it actually doesn't matter. So yeah, that wasn't great. That was definitely a misplay on my part. Hi, Bunny. My cat is just sitting with his giant head in front of my hand of cards. Okay, we're down to 2-card hand. The card in Arsenal, the hand that we draw into, is pretty okay. CNC for 6, that is unfortunate. Yeah, and here if we had the Flesh Bag, that would have been pretty cool. What if I prioritized banishing your evasion and go again? Who's that? The Arachne? If the Arachne had prioritized banishing my go again, didn't they do that? And what's the intention? Discarding... Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because either way, we don't get there. I think I lost this game when I gave my armor for a block that didn't matter. Let's go ahead and Sash here. I want to be able to play around the Flesh Bag by keeping extra cards in my hand. Getting the Flesh Bag. I guess it doesn't... Maybe I wasn't supposed to Sash there considering the Flesh Bag, or just whatever I keep goes into Mandible Claw and then I say go. Yeah, I'm misplaying this game horribly. This is really bad for me. I'm doing a terrible job navigating the KO matchup right now. And I want to blame my cute little son because his head is in front of my cards and drawing my focus. Yeah, this was not good. This was not a good... I'm going to play it out, but I'm definitely losing this game for now. I have not been playing well. Another Steel Victory. Good lord. And of course we banish the Smash Instinct, which is not the card I want. Yeah, this is very bad, chat. I am not navigating this game well. There's the outside interference, or one of them. Anyway, there are 3 in the deck. Let's see what's... Pull the Offensive Behavior, which is just a block card. Pass. Arsenal the Smash Instinct, because why not? Mandible Claw for 4. My hand is not great. I'm going to take this damage. We're going to fire off the Wild Ride. And just hope we get there. Again, looking for a blue. Oh, not that one. This one. We do find the blue. Nice. So we get to Mandible Claw. Swing big. There's Fiddler's Green. Net loss of 2 life for our opponent. Discarding Shelter. Oh, playing Shelter from the Storm. Okay. Yeah, that tracks. Come with the Mandible Claw Swing Big. So we are keeping a pretty good life lead on our opponent, but noting that they are going to gain 2 when this combat chain, or 3 when this combat chain closes. So technically only up 4 at the moment. Now up 12. So regardless of how poorly I've navigated this game so far, we're at least up quite a bit on our opponent, which makes me feel like they're not going to be booing us for some time. This hand looks like it's just Buck Wild into Reckless Stampede. There's a world where I pitch a blue here to just play out the Smash Instinct to get rid of it. I think that makes sense. We still have Tear Limb from Limbs in our deck. We still have another Blood Rush. I don't recall if I brought Song of Sinew in for this matchup, but I think having the Reckless Stampede in Arsenal is going to be a good call. We will get value out of that. Looks like some more Fiddler's Greens are being used for block here. Indeed. So we will just come in with Smash Instinct. Opponent is going to net 1 life at the end of this. We'll take 5 and then gain 6. Fiddler's Green is such a good card. So innocuous and also so annoying. So what do we have here? I think we are just going to block with Vigorous Smash Up. Looking at 2 blues and a Show of Strength, so if we win the clash, I get to Bank of Vigor. I play Mandible Claw, pitch Buck Wild, discard Agile Windup, make Might and Agility, play Show of Strength. We tie. So do I want to sink Vigorous Smash Up? No. And the fact that opponent is showing CNC makes me think that we are going to navigate this turn differently than what I would have liked to do. We're going to Mandible Claw, pitch Buck Wild, discard Agile Windup to make Might and Agility, give it go again, and then we're going to play the Reckless Stampede from Arsenal. Because I need to clear my arsenal. This also puts Kayo in a position where if they like block with the CNC because it's not getting them offensive value anymore, then we're also now clashing. Fiddler's Green being playable was the biggest surprise for me from High Seas. I know, I really thought that card was like just trash. I thought it was draft chaff, was going to be totally unplayable. CNC, wow, I wonder what our opponent will do with this CNC for 6 with cards in hand and a Tunic up. It could honestly be anything. Assuming that we get CNC pummeled. We take 10, we go to 23, we're going to discard a card. Our turn is just going to be Mandible Claw, discard Windup, run Roughshod. Oh my gosh. Okay, Sigil of Solace to 15. There's the pummel. What am I discarding? I think it's just Smash Up. I don't think this really matters. Discard Vigorous Smash Up. CNC doesn't do anything. Discard Outside Interference. You're going to find something to put in your arsenal, which is Mocking Blow. Okay. That's fine. You do not have a life lead, so you still need to find a way to boo me offensively. I was about to say, we haven't seen any D-reacts from our opponent yet. I guess we did see a Shelter. Still up 8 on our opponent, still threatening 5 more. Opponent hasn't blocked with any armor yet. Go ahead and discard the Windup. Claw already had go again, but even so, we just need to meet the condition to play Run Roughshod, which is discard a 6. Overcrowded here, proving its worth against Kayo in particular. So still up on our opponent. We don't have Tunic. There's a Tear Limb from Limb. So we got a Mandible Claw coming in for 3. What am I doing with this hand? It's an interesting one because I do want to play this Smashing Ground. I would like to set this Tear Limb from Limb. So what I might need to do here is Smashing Ground, pitch Tear Limb from Limb, just Rex, Claw, Arsenal, Wild Ride. I think that's the best way for me to use this hand. I can't set up the Tear Limb easily because it is a miss for the Wild Ride, but I can set up the Wild Ride, which is helpful. We've seen 2 Command and Conquers. We'll send the Smashing Ground for 6 go again. This does threaten the on-hit, so Kayo does need to deal with this in some way. We get 2 cards, which is nice. Close the chain. Oh, I screwed up. Give the sorry. I have to pitch the Run Roughshod because I need a 6 in my pitch for Tyrannical Rex. Which I have to remember. It's like such a small thing that can screw you up. And I think I've done that. I've made that mistake at least once before because it is just such a like niche interaction. There's another Shelter. So we're just setting this Wild Ride and we're looking for, yeah, this hand is pretty good. We can pitch the Tear Limb, play the Wild Ride, hope to hit the draw discard, hope to keep this blue. Is there another line I can take? I could play the Tear Limb, pitch the Run Roughshod, hope to hit the draw discard, and then... Oh, this doesn't really work because CNC and Tear Limb don't work together. That's a good thing for me to know. So yeah, we are just going to fire off the Wild Ride and then hope to keep a functional hand that deals, you know, goes to 6/3/7 this turn. And if we could keep a red for Arsenal as well, that's pretty cool. So, excellent. We get to do the thing. Depending on how our opponent blocks, we can either send the Reckless Stampede or the CNC. We know that this is Red Mocking Blow. Can you not? Can you stop doing that? Claw comes in for 3 go again. Again, just need to see how this gets blocked. It doesn't, so I think we are going to send the Reckless Stampede here. Coming in for 7. If our opponent takes this, they go to 2. If they defend with anything, opponent going to 2. Okay, so we have a pretty good life lead. I am not playing Reckless Swing. CNC for 7, representing Pummel. I think we are just going to put the Scabs in front of this. If they have the Pummel, good for them. I get to Buck Wild Show of Strength. I don't want to... Oh, I don't get to do that because I have to discard a thing. Cool. Call the bluff. We lose our CNC. Opponent gains 3, and we get to come in with Buck Wild Show of Strength. If they did have the Pummel, we go to 7. They're still at 2. I guess we would discard Wild Ride. We Show of Strength. Get cards in armor, set the Buck Wild. And just hope that that's enough to get us there. Our opponent doesn't have any more CNCs, so they don't have a way to disrupt our arsenal anymore. Oh, my sweet little boy wants to come up. Do you want nap time? Oh, let's go over to here and just set a quick little Do Not Disturb on Teams. Hey, okay. Opponent takes 1 to the Buck Wild. Show of Strength coming in for 8. They don't need to give us 2 cards technically. They could give us, they don't need to give us any cards technically. They could give us the armor here, go to 1. Getting a full Tunic would be pretty sweet. Still keeping in mind, our opponent has a Mocking Blow in Arsenal that is not currently active. Overcrowded here, getting 0 additional value, opponent going to 2. I assume we're looking at another Mandible Claw while they just wait for us to brick. Nimby for 6, pretty good play. What am I doing? I can Mandible Claw, discard Wind Up, Gauntlet, swing big, so coming in for 3 plus 9. I could block the Nimby. That doesn't seem as good. 3 plus 9 is 12. Opponent has 3 points of armor, so they're effectively at 5. They need to give us 3 cards. We still have a Blood Rush. I think I'm fine taking this damage. Definitely like a good line for our opponent to take here. Bring us to 5. They've been really whittling us down for us being so far ahead for a while this game, and Kayo just being able to play these efficient big and small hands. Like, I'm really impressed by RKO. As far as I understand, this deck just falls over to Florian and Gravy, which is why it isn't seeing any competitive play right now, but it gets really good against every deck that isn't those two. I think it might fall over to Syndra too, as far as I've heard. Mandible Claw representing lethal. Coming in for 3, we're going to bank 2 might. Opponent does not have any more steel victories, so we get to keep both of our mights this time. KO. Rude. Discard Mighty One. Wow, we even... What a surprise that our Mandible Claw had go again. Who could have suspected? Swing big coming in for casual 9. Representing a bunch of lethal. Opponent could bank a might here, blocking with a 6 power and Bone Breaker, and then Claw comes in for 4, and that's spooky for us. Just has the D-React in hand. Cool. So opponent banks a Quicken, but hopefully we're going to keep them on small enough hands that they never get to actually use it. Because you need more life than your opponent, right? We do find the Blood Rush. So this should just be game. We don't discard Beast Within because we're bad, but we are going to get to come in with Mandible Claw and then Strongest Survive. So we're taking a hand here. Well, I suppose actually just coming in with Bear Fangs, Gauntlet Bear Fangs. Opponent has the D-React to cover the rest of this Mandible Claw. Showing us Fate Foreseen. We've seen 3 Shelters, 1 Sink, 1 Fate. So opponent potentially with the ability to block 11. I'm going to Tyrannical Rex. If opponent has the 2 D-Reacts, like, incredible. Okay, so we do manage to get there. And that's going to put it away. It's a very close game. Us going second definitely helped there. I think if I don't punt really early, this is probably not as close of a game as it actually was, but I feel like we had to draw very well to actually set that all up. Get another RKO. Perfect. We go first this time. Terralim was good. Buck Wild always good. Show of Strength always good. Reckless Stampede. So not playing Pulpings. Playing Terralim instead of Assault and Battery. Not playing Erase Face. Not playing Song of Sinew. We are correctly remembering this time. We get to discard Mighty Windup. We are not attacking. This is a great hand because we get to set 2 might and arsenal a Terralim. But if we had a hand that we thought maybe converted a little better, we don't attack. I've made this mistake too many times against RKO, which is we attack, try to make a might, try to bank some value. They get to block with Sirens of Safe Harbor or Fiddler's Green and go above life, and now their hero's online. Or they get to block with a Mocking Blow, and now they can play Looking for a Scrap, because they have a card in graveyard that they can banish to it. Like, I've made this mistake too many times. Right, how am I addressing this CNC? I think I'm blocking and sending the 4-card Blood Rush, keeping this Tear Limb as a potential backup. The problem with the Tear Limb, like if I went block, is this hand just doesn't really do anything. If I went block, I pitch Buckwild, play Tear Limb, float 2 resources, and it just doesn't seem good. So we're going to put all of our non-flesh bag armor in front of the flesh bag, or in front of the CNC, and then we're going to fire off the 4-card Blood Rush. I think it's going to be, if we pitch, but we'll float 2. This card down to 1, draw 2 cards, have 3 total, 2 floating. I think we're pitching Smashing Ground here. All right, so what can we do with this? We have to play around the flesh bag, which means that we can sash first, play Wild Ride. I think we are going to sash here to play around the flesh bag. I need to be insulated from getting my blue banished, in that I can still just claw, like I can still do something. If we don't get flesh bagged, then I'm in an interesting spot. Okay, this is fine. So we get to follow this up with Run Roughshod we get to follow this up with Tyrannical Rex into Run Roughshod. That's pretty cool. Coming in for 8. And then we keep this Reckless Stampede, which is actually pretty cool because we also have the Tear Limb from Limb, which are that combination is really good. When you get to Tear Limb a Reckless Stampede and then come in for 14 that says, if you block this, we're going to clash and you're going to lose life, that's really nice. After all that, our opponent loses 1 life, but we did get the flesh bag, so I'm pretty happy with that. This is a little unfortunate. I really wanted a blue here. So we could still play this Blood Rush, pitch CNC, and then hope to draw something helpful. We could play the Tear Limb, pitch the Blood Rush, hope to draw a blue. I'm just not super, this hand is not good. I think we're just going to fire off the Blood Rush here and hope we find a blue so we can pay for something. Okay, so that's pretty good. Now we could Tear Limb. That seems very suspect. Play Tear Limb, pitch a Smashing Ground. This card, yeah, that's not good. Okay, we're just going to fire off this Blood Rush, which is unfortunately just a 2-link Blood Rush. But given the hand composition, yeah, we just weren't going to see that Blood Rush again. This game is not going to go to second cycle. So we either play the Blood Rush there and hope that it fixes our hand, which it kind of did. We get to send a 4-card 17, which is 18 if we're counting the fact that we make a might, so definitely above rate. And we still have this Tear Limb. I'm pretty happy with this. Do you have another D-React? Okay, good. Opponent does not bank a Quicken, and we're still sitting on our flesh bag. We're still sitting on this Tear Limb. I don't think this particularly matters. Show of Strength. I think I'm fine. Oh, we need to play around Pummel, actually. We can flesh bag this card away. If it's the Pummel we get there. my turn is going to be play the wild ride, look for the blue. I think this is fine. Getting pummeled here is pretty bad. I'm sitting on this tear limb basically for a hand that I can't convert. Is like why I didn't play it there. Because I have the blue and the wild ride, I get to send at least 2 chain links this turn, and now drawing into a blue, I get to send 3. I'm waiting for like just 4 blues that don't do anything, or 2 blues and a swing big. Like that's what tear limb is going to let me do, is convert a hand that I couldn't otherwise convert. Especially if RKO stays on the back foot. And we get to follow up with CNC. See what Kayo wants to give us here. We get the NIMBY and the Nimbalism. That makes me feel pretty good. Opponent really desperate to protect this card in Arsenal. See, so here's where, yeah, like we can convert this hand. We can do Pitch to Mandible Claw, Agile Windup, Gauntlet, Strongest Survive, and maybe that's good enough. But I do think I'm supposed to tear limb here. Unfortunately, discarding the Strongest Survive, but we do get to Mandible Claw for 4 go again, followed by Pitch to Gauntlet, Smashing Ground for 11, threatening this arsenal that Kayo really wants. We even get a Shelter out of the deal. Yeah, not our best tear limb, unfortunately. Outside Interference being discarded to find something that blocks. Okay, opponent very desperate to keep this card in Arsenal. I gotta think it's a pummel. What are we doing with this? We could fire off the tear limb. We could just wild ride. I think we are just wild riding here and looking to do 5-3-8. Not quite. Unfortunately, discarding the swing big. Double Fiddler's Green is really nice. Let's just continue to full send. I don't need to worry too much about setting this wild ride. I want to offset the life gain from the Fiddler's Greens. Opponent goes to 20. Let's see them go for the pummel play. Okay, never mind. It's just looking for Scrap Claw. What does this hand do? This hand blocks. I guess it's going to be block with Beast Within. Strongest Survive, set blue Strongest Survive. It's not great. But blue Strongest Survive will still be fine. There's the Mandible Claw. This one we will block. I just needed to make sure that it wasn't going to be like Tunic CNC from Arsenal or something. Strongest Survive for 8 possibly doesn't do anything here. Kayo could block with a card and show us strength or swing big. I'm hoping that the hand is just like looking for scraps and Mocking Blows in particular. Steal Victory has no text. Get in for 2. What are you going to show me? You're going to show me looking for a scrap. Buckwild here isn't fantastic. Which means that we're probably just blocking this and blocking the claw. Strongest Survive isn't doing anything, and I'm going to send a Reckless Stampede. If one of these Beast Withins was a blue, this hand would go pretty nuts. If I still had my Sash, I could try to work through it, but this is fine. Just sends Reckless Stampede. See how much damage Kayo wants to take from this. Again, I'm still assuming they're sitting on a pummel. Really a fan of the 2-card 8s from Kayo. All right, we show you a show of strength. Okay, well, I'm going to keep that on top for now. Opponent with an E strike. Now I get to decide if I still want this show of strength, and I think the answer is no. I'd rather have blues. Opponent goes to 15. Thank goodness we sank that show of strength. We would have been looking at a 4 red hand here, which is not good. As it is, we're going to block with 2 show of strengths and then just send a Bear Fangs. Oh, the pommel. Forgot about the pommel. Okay, we were supposed to keep one of the show of strengths. Well, we send the strongest survive at least, but yes, I forgot. I spent this whole time telling you it's a pommel, and we have to respect that it's a pommel. And then I didn't play into the pommel. I would have rather been at 17 here and got to send 8. Opponent has a D-react. Right? Or just takes 5 and shows us swing big. Alright, opponent takes 1. Yeah, now we're in not a great position. Showing us outside interference. The hand we draw into is not incredible. Discarding outside interference is interesting. I would have thought they would have... Or pitching outside interference is interesting. I would have thought they'd pitch another blue, discard the interference to get the clock go again. So what am I expecting from this? If I block here, do I need to be worried about some scary follow-up? I don't think so. I just want to convert this hand. So we're going to send Reckless Stampede, pitch Strongest Survive, Arsenal, Bear Fangs. What a nice stream, Mr. Lupinefiasco. Thank you, Gecko. There's the outside interference to give the Mandible Claw go again. You find bask in your own greatness. And you're just going to bank 3 mites? Yes. So that's spooky. I'll block with my leathers here. Again, we're just sending Reckless Stampede after this. I mean, this is spooky for sure. Kayo really turned this game around. I felt in a very commanding position and no longer do. This is where I wish that I was at 14 and Kayo was at 10. Be, I think, a little bit better for me. But we get to set this Bear Fangs, looking for another Blood Rush. We don't have any Tear Limbs coming up. We played one, we pitched the other. We show you a Bear Fangs, you show us a looking for scrap. Oh. I need to bottom that. I am not supposed to leave that Bear Fangs on top. I'm meant to do this. Putting KO to 9 is pretty good, but even so, I mean, this mite is very concerning, or these 3 mites are very concerning. Show strength for 11. You are not representing pommel. This is coming to, this is going to put us lower on life, puts us to 6 to your 9. We're probably blocking there. I get to do Buckwild, Gauntlet, Bear Fangs. Maybe to 8, we're tied, which is still not exactly where I want to be, but at least I'm not below life for the Mocking Blow effect or Big Bully. So let's go ahead and send Buckwild first. See if RKO has the D-React. There's a Sink Below from Arsenal. Nothing I didn't expect. Close the chain. Gauntlets. Hopefully Bear Fangs for 9. We do get there. I need to very quickly take a break, so forgive me all for this. And for those of you with ad blocker, I will be right back. Sorry, everyone. No blocks on the Bear Fangs. How many D-Reacts do you have? Just one. So putting opponent down to 4. The hand that we draw into is not great. Opponent gets the Scabs roll, coming in with a hot 2 action points. Probably going to be Mandible Claw into Swing Big. I mean, that's not great. This hand doesn't block well. Hand doesn't really do anything well. Yeah, CNC for 6. So what are we looking at here? We're looking at covering 3 and then just sending a Wild Ride, and we get to follow up with a Mandible Claw. Yeah, we needed this hand to block better for sure. Alright, coming in with Wild Ride for 7. Maybe blocking with the Gauntlet there was incorrect, because now I can't pump up the Mandible Claw. Steel Victory is very bad for us. Yeah, we needed our Gauntlet, because then Kayo would not be able to just put Tunic in front of the Mandible Claw and live. Just passing the turn. Here's our opening. We definitely Blood Rush here. Discarding the CNC is not bad. Drawing a CNC is not good. We're going to Mandible Claw for 5, go again into Smashing Ground for 7. Stop stealing my mites. I need those. Smashing Ground for 7. Opponent has shown us 60 reacts. We're going to hope that this gets there. Opponent blocks 6 to stay alive and loses the arsenal, as opposed to sending CNC and not punishing our opponent for having a D-react. Oh, I haven't had chat up forever. No, please, why not attack with a Run Roughshod? Gotta be honest with you, I don't remember what turn cycle that was in. No, it was a Sigil, okay. Still, put our opponent down to 2. Looking like it's probably gonna be... Where did that Fiddler's Green come from? Oh, they blocked with it. I just totally missed that. Good lord. Yep, that's pretty good. Is there a way... There is not a way that I don't have to give 2 cards here, unfortunately. That was a sick Fiddler's Green. Yeah, if I had 1 more point of life, I could keep 4 cards and do Buck Wild into CNC. As it is, we're going to go to 2. We're going to send a CNC. And discard an Agile Windup to try to set up. Last turn cycle, you had to pitch for it, and you pitched for Mandible Claw. Did I discard that turn? Oh, oh my god, you're so right. I forgot, is why. To answer your question, I forgot that I could just play the Run Roughshod instead of pitching it. Purely skill error. Purely a skill issue. I think we're dead. I do not want to sink Show of Strength. We are in fact dead. I'm really impressed by RKO. This hero can do some stupid things sometimes. The D-reacts are all really nice. Steel Victory is like consistently backbreaking. This deck is just full of 1-card 4s. We can feel bad that if we had played the Run Roughshod, like you said, and then kept our Gauntlet to send Claw for 4, we actually would have gotten there. Against Acilio. I'm going to try going first because this hero doesn't block very well, but I don't know if that's right. I'm not trying to Tear Limb this hero. Put in Buck Wilds, put in Erase Faces, Show of Strength. Strong to Survive. Is this a Song of Sinew matchup? Probably. I don't know if it's a pulping matchup, honestly. Let's just send it. Song of Sinew's probably good because I have multiple disruptive effects that I'm trying to push. But let's just see what happens. Yeah, let's just send. I'm trying to push some damage on this chump. If I can go 3 wide on Acilio's turn 0, and their hand is just full of instants, that'd be pretty cool. Yeah, Steven, teach us how to beat you. Alright, Acilio doing Acilio before they know what my attack looks like. This hand is not good, so definitely did not quite get there on this Blood Rush. Probably going to Arsenal this Run Roughshod. Oh, sorry, the Strongest Survive. So go ahead and close the chain. Gauntlet, Run Roughshod. Hopefully Acilio's holding a couple of instants and we get 8 damage through. Get to Arsenal some relevant disruption. Getting a Gone and a Flash is pretty nice. I don't mind that. That's one of the combo pieces down that we don't have to worry about anymore. Turn 0 Sigil's pretty good. Alright, so not a great opener for us. Definitely could have been better. This hand is also very bad. This is going to be a Sash turn if Acilio lets me block. Because I need to... If my turn could just be Buckwild Bearfangs, pitching this blue, I feel good about it. We could also Wild Ride, pitching the Buckwild, and try to find something. I think I'm going to put 4 in front of this Flittering Charge to play around the Channel Lightning Valley. This is a matchup where I want to aggressively leverage my armor. Holding the Flesh Bag for the combo turn. Might be waiting on me. Okay. Block 4 there. See if Acilio's holding. Sigil of Brilliance. Okay. But no Channel Lightning yet. And with the Sigil down, Acilio doesn't have the ability to play a spell, play a Channel Lightning, pitch. We're going to take 3 here. Electrostatic Discharge, bouncing the Brilliance. And drawing a card. That's not bad. Blast does not currently have Go Again, so the Discharge is just nothing. Playing out the Sigil. Let's see if Acilio found the Shock. No. Okay. Card in Arsenal. So what am I doing this turn? We are looking at Sash. We're not going to Sash here. That's greedy. We're just going to play Wild Ride. Hope to find a blue. Yeah, I'm like 2 in my head of like it has to be 3 Chain Links. It doesn't have to be 3 Chain Links. We don't find the blue, but we do find an Erase Face, which is relevant disruption, especially if Acilio is bouncing the Sigil. They are 1 off of the combo turn because they're playing Tunic instead of Old Knocker. So I will Erase Face here. Tell them they can Discharge Blast, Sigil your might away. I think they were looking for damage. I don't know if that's right, but that's what I have to imagine, is that they were looking for a spell, because what, Volzar was at 5? And if they find the Consign, I mean, it's super greedy, right? Technically not taking the IP because they can replay the Sigil. Like, I assume they were looking for a Shock there. But, yeah, that was... Taking away the might, I think, is the better play. Are you waiting for me, or am I waiting for you? Yeah, Race Facing on what I'm assuming is going to be, maybe not the combo turn, but a combo turn makes me feel good. This takes away any Volzar, so regardless of what Acilio is doing, they can play Gone and Flash as many times as they want. The spell is never going to get searched, which is what I'm looking for. Get a load of this guy. Acilio keeping the 6-card hand. And giving us flash there is not bad. This hand is just a bunch of blues, which is bad. I do have might, so I get to strongest survive for 6. I did appreciate the insight. This is Channel Lightning. The Gone in a Flash is going to have Go Again, so I get to decide... Sorry, the Gone won't have Go Again. The Gone is going to get Go Again from whatever the instant is. So Asilio is going to pitch a card, break Greaves, play an instant, bounce Gone in a Flash. As soon as they break Greaves, I'm using Flashbag. I think what I'm supposed to do here is block, wait for Asilio to do the thing, and then give the Flashbag to try to stuff whatever this is going to be. I have a Run Roughshod on top of my deck. No, I don't want to sink that. I'm generally not sinking blues as Kayo. Play the Blink for Gone in a Flash. I'm not less worried now. I have a Vigor, so do I get to do anything cool? I get to pitch for Mandible Claw, float 2 resources into Asilio. Okay, they're digging. They're not finding what they need, and I do like that about them. So far, we're just looking at pitch to Mandible Claw, discard Agile Windup. Okay, current funnel for not Go Again because your last action. Oh, because it wasn't lightning. Oh my god, we're so back. I think I'm just taking 2 here, and I am going to do the Mandible Claw discard strongest survive line. Draw a card. If they find Blink, I guess they're up tremendous. But yeah, so far that Erase Face was quite impactful. Fishing to Volzar, great. You don't get to keep your Channel Lightning Valley. Playing Sigil. We know that's just representing 1 card instead of 2+ with Flash of Brilliance. Lose the Channel Lightning Valley. Sadly, I don't get to use my Might for anything, or my Vigor for anything. Just whittling down our opponent, still holding Gone in a Flash, or Scowling Flashbag. I'm assuming this is Gone in a Flash, which means that opponent... Sorry. Right, because I'm not... Hold on. Sorry. Let's give a thinking. So, if I'm assuming that this is Gone in a Flash, which I don't need to assume that because Asilio had multiple cards in hand and might intentionally not Arsenal Gone, knowing that I have Arsenal Disruption, I need to decide if I'm sending the higher damage line that sets up Wind Up and doesn't give me an Arsenal, or if I'm just sending Smashing Ground. I think that's better. I think we're just going to send Smashing Ground here. Because if this is Gone in a Flash, then Asilio needs to care that I'm attacking the Arsenal. And I get to discard this Agile Windup anyway, either way. I think that matters more than Strongest Survive for 6 to attack the hand. Either way, right, how we beat Asilio as aggro is board in all of our disruption and just try to whittle Asilio down while slowing him down. And as soon as we can put Asilio to a point where he needs to block us, not that he wants to, but that he needs to block, he loses the game. He doesn't get to keep enough cards to actually pop off. Okay, do we react? No, we just get there. We get the spell. So yeah, Asilio holding the Gone in a Flash. I'll make Might and Agility. Again, we're still holding the Fleshbag. Asilio is going to get a 5-card hand. Our hand doesn't super matter. I would like to keep cards so that I can Wild Ride here. It better to just threaten Arsenal? I think so. I think the smart Asilio isn't going to Arsenal Gone in a Flash because they know that I'm packing Smashing Ground CNC. Do I care about this fry? I don't think so. I think I'm going to block with Vigorous Smash Up. Bank of Vigor. I do not want to sink Strongest Survive. Especially because we're now showing a blue on top, so I get to Wild Ride, pitch Assault and Battery, draw a blue into Strongest Survive. I'm sorry you all had to hear that. I kept my door open for Bun, and then he walked away from the window. So I'll be right back. I'm not going to run an ad because I love you. I'm back, and you're welcome. Flittering Charge. I cannot easily cover this with armor. I'm just going to take the damage. Again, looking to Wild Ride. I guess I Strongest Survive first. I don't think it really matters because I have the agility. Jewel of Brilliance, sure. Coming in for 31. Do you have a spell to Volzar me? Eclectic, so no. So this is just Eclectic. We know this is gone in a flash. I feel like I'm blocking with Rex here so that I can prevent some damage next turn. I just need to maximize my armor block before what I presume is going to be the big turn. So I know the top card of my deck is a blue. I know it's a... I don't remember what blue it is. I know it isn't Run Roughshod. So what does that mean? It means that I want to Wild Ride Pitch. I'll bank 2 resources. I'll hold a blue. Yeah, I don't think this really matters. I could Sash. Play the Wild Ride, turn a blue into a blue, then get to Claw Strongest Survive. I don't think my Sash is worth 3, though. Send the Wild Ride first. Oh, it's Strongest Survive. Okay, great. So we're going to send Wild Ride for 7. If Acilio just didn't draw the nuts, I am hoping that he's going to block this Wild Ride. Oh my gosh, we banked. That's... Okay, that's why the Vigor was really good. Because we get to Claw and then Strongest Survive. Which Acilio does need to respect. Even giving us just 1 card to show us like a Flittering Charge means that we are now up. Acilio is only going to have a 5-card hand instead of a 6. But if Acilio is holding a Flittering Charge, he can't just give us Tunic. And because Tunic is down, Acilio is going to have to pitch to activate the Greaves. We're in like a fantastic position right now. We're so far away from getting comboed. And Acilio being able to do it well because we have the Flesh Bag to just stuff something. It's a really nice thing about Flesh Bag against Acilio is like, it always matters. Face Purgatory had the same way, the same thing. Acilio doesn't have a way to dodge the effect of Flesh Bag. Jewel of Lightning, are you gonna Bindings me and then just like spell? This hand is really good. Okay, there's the Bindings, so probably going to Mind Warp me. Turning Discharge into something that is hopefully better than Discharge from Acilio's, but I would love if they just bricked. There's Gone in a Flash for 4 go again. Like, I don't care about this. I guess what am I doing? My turn is going to be Wild Ride into something else. I would love if I was guaranteed to be able to play the Strongest Survive. I'm just Flesh Bagging here. I'm either going to hit Acilio's either going to instant the Gone in a Flash away and the chain ends, or Acilio is going to lose the spell. So Acilio's best case here is he kept the spell. He kept the Mind Warp, and he gets to just Mind Warp me for 4. There it is. That's fine. This hand is fine. I have a couple options. I could Sash, Wild Ride, pitch Wild Ride, hope that I keep the CNC, and then CNC. I could CNC for 7. I think I'm supposed to Sash because I don't have Flesh Bag anymore. I need to present lethal damage. We're so good at this game. I get to Wild Ride for 6, followed by CNC for 6. The CNC is lethal. Okay, we just get there. Sigil of Brilliance. Yeah, this was not a winnable position for our Acilio. Acilio just kind of bricked for a while and then couldn't respond well enough to our disruption. Let's go second to Puffin. Aurora Star. Aggro, we are not boarding in. Tear Limb from Limb. I will bring Pulping against Puffin. Can bring Erase Face. Can bring Strongest Survive. Let's bring Show of Strength. God, Song of Sinew is like, I don't even know why this card is in my deck. The more I think about it, it's like this just doesn't do anything. It's like Song of Sinew or Pulping are the two cards that I'm really like, why are you here? What do you do? Why have I put this card into my deck? Like, who am I playing Pulping for? Because it isn't Syndra anymore. It used to be, but now she's on at least 3D reacts, possibly 6, possibly also Overcrowded, which from Arsenal is a D-react for Pulping. Like, I just don't know who Pulping is there for. And then Song of Sinew is kind of the same thing, where I'm like, oh, that's unfortunate. Like, I know what this card is, what I'm supposed to do with this card, but I don't know what I'm actually doing with this card. We're just going to send Beast Within for 7. Would have been really nice to discard that. Yeah, Puffin takes the damage. 4-card 13 is not where I want to be. This hand is a hand of cards that someone could conceivably have in Flesh and Blood. I would like to block with Vigorous Smash Up, send Mandible Claw, discard Mighty Wind Up, and then send Bear Fangs. Backup Protocol for hand. You have no cards yet. You still have no cards for Backup Protocol. Zipper Hit for 4, go again. I do need to block this. So we're going to put... sorry, I don't need to block this. I want to sink Beast Within. No, I do not. Because I'm going to Claw, discard, play Bear Fangs, and then I just get a card. Backspin Thrust for just 4. That's... Oh, sorry, you do have a cog. I got flamed by people for suggesting not bringing Pulping into my 80, but I agree it's not as good anymore. I still keep it because it's really good. Yeah, it's really good for the Mirror and Brute. I guess that's who it's there for. I think Song of Sinew is supposed to be for the aggro decks, but I can disrupt. Like, maybe if I'm playing... maybe the heuristic is if I'm playing Strongest... If Strongest Survive is good in the matchup, I should be playing Song of Sinew, and I probably just cut Show of Strength. I don't think I care about this Backspin Thrust. I know it's going to untap the cog. Who gets the go again. And then I just get Spitfired. I was just back up for 4 more. That's fine. I don't know how aggressively I'm supposed to give armor in this matchup. How did that have go again? I missed something. I don't think... Did Puffin have a tapped cog? I missed something on that turn. I wasn't expecting the Spitfire. So that's my mistake. Puffin is going to have 2 untapped cogs. It's pretty good. Claw connects, discard windup, give it go again. I get 2 Bear Fangs. We trigger Beast Within. I find hopefully a good card. That's a good card. So Bear Fangs for 8, followed by Swing Big for an Arsenal. Still looking for go again, Blood Rush. I'm not playing Tear Limb. Get 5 out of our opponent. Sky Skimmer representing a card. The hand that we draw into is not bad. Copper Cog, this is the Poly turn, so now we do need to kill Poly. This might be a Fleshbag turn. Backspin untaps, but I didn't realize that Puffin had a tapped cog, was the thing. That's where I was confused. Looking 2 resources, Dovetail coming in hot. I don't have Arsenal Disruption. What am I trying to do with this hand? I am trying to not make some changes. I'm interested. It's not much, Lee. It's just what I put in Discord last night. Tear Limb from Limb, and then Song of Sinew is in. I'm not playing it in this matchup, and I feel like I probably should be. Do I get punished for using Sash here? I don't think so. I'm just going to cover... I'm going to aggressively use Armor. I know I'm getting my full value. She got a second... I know she got the action point somewhere. That's where I don't know where she got it from. Tap, tap, go again. It hits. You untap all your cogs. I guess that's what I was supposed to do, was put gauntlets in front too. So I couldn't get Spitfired. I'm just going to take damage because I'm going to crack back with quite a lot of it. Spitfire for 3, that's fine. Attack Puffin. That is not a good draw. That is a bad draw. We really needed a blue. So I think I have to leave Polly alone, unfortunately. I suppose I could break Sash here, claw Polly, and then send Swing Big face. But that's a yikes. We really needed that blue. I was really counting on having a blue for this turn. Yep, we can't leave Polly alive. The good news is I'm not giving my opponent balance ability. But I am not feeling ahead in this game. I am, in fact, feeling quite behind. Puffin blocks for 6. Galvanizes one of the cogs that'll die. Could even give me balance and bank a Quicken. Doesn't even need to give me balance, gives me Tinder Rings instead. Tinker Rings. But banks the Quicken, that's not good. Yeah, this could be a matchup where I'm not supposed to play Swing Big either, because she can get the Quicken so easily. I think this is a little too late. I can claw, discard, gauntlet, erase face. You're going to make a golden cog. I think I'm just blocking for 3 here. I guess I don't need to block this one. I can block the next thing, which might just be Spitfire. Zipper hit for 5, go again. Yeah, let's go ahead and just block out here. Fire for 2. Race for 7 just gets covered by 2 cards from hand and Foundry Heart. I get to set up Might and Agility. Man, if we hadn't discarded that blue on the Wild Ride, this would be a very different game. We'd have an Arsenal. I wouldn't have had to break Sash, so I could Agile Wind Up here and still have a very good play coming up. As it is, I'm still going to discard this, and then I'm just hoping that something goes well. I need to draw 4 very good cards off the top of my deck. But if Puffin is blocking 2 from hand and isn't giving me armor yet, then maybe the Erase Face is going to be enough. Galvanize, right. That is a thing you get to do. This hand is not great. This is so far not what we're looking for. I can take 5 here, I guess. Throttle for 6, followed by Spitfire for 3, so we're taking 9 total. What am I doing on my turn? I guess just Song of Sinew, Erase Face? Take 4. Yeah, this is bad. I'm going to concede. This game has not gone well at all. Yeah, 17 value per turn. I just don't have a way out. I have to give another card to block the Spitfire, and then my line is Erase Face for 7, and opponent still has armor block value left, like the Palant. Yeah, this is... I think we can draw this game out, but there's no way that we're winning from that position. Losing the blue to the discard and then having to kill Polly was not where I wanted to be. Hey, we get another Acilio game against the same Acilio. So, based on what I just said, what if I boarded out Swing Big? Basically replacing Swing Big with Song of Sinew, just to see how that goes for us. Give that a try. Yeah, Puffin, I mean, she's impressive, right? She can do cool things. She just loses to herself a lot of the time. Like, that's my understanding of Puffin, is if she has a hard time making cogs, then she just loses. And our Puffin that game did not have a hard time making cogs. Constantly had cogs, was galvanizing cogs, and was still able to make them. We didn't even see the defensive Puffin trigger. It's a good deck. It can have some problems, but it's good in the race, for sure. Good in the aggro mirror. Consign for 3? Not great. I would have liked to go first here. Oof. Alright, well, we at least have go again, so I can try to convert this hand. Open with the Wild Ride. Card my Smashing Ground, which is, I guess, not ideal. Or you make 5 cogs and find no cards to use them. Yeah, she has some consistency problems, but it's still a really strong deck. How much am I trying to 5-card hand my Acilio versus... I think this is fine. I'll burn a resource here. I'd rather tuck a Wild Ride, plant a Wild Ride here, than send Strongest Survive for 5, or send Mandible Claw Wild Ride and then not have an Arsenal. Acilio not breaking Flash of Brilliance tells me that they don't have the nuts yet. So far, Tunic has been very unimpressive. Hey, we draw a Blood Rush. We draw a reason to have kept a Wild Ride in Arsenal. So I am blocking with Sash this turn if I am able to do so. This is a good start. I do like to see my Acilio opponent just playing instants. 5 for 6 go again. We'll block with Sash here, just to make sure that I can. Acilio doesn't have a way to punish me for blocking with Sash. That's pretty good. Etchings for 6, get back Brilliance. Play Brilliance. Take the intellect. It's an intellect penalty, but it's still a good turn for Acilio. Let's go ahead and keep the strongest survive if we can. We don't, but try to keep it if we can. Who we draw into? 2 blues. It's pretty okay. We'll go ahead and Wild Ride. I don't think I need to Sash here, because I have so many resources. Acilio is going to use the Flash to draw with Sigil. What am I doing? This is kind of awkward. I can Mandible Claw, Sash, CNC. I just don't get to keep an arsenal. But I do get to disrupt Acilio, which is ideal. I could roll Scabs. Okay. I could roll Scabs, but like I'm not going to do that because then I risk not being able to play this CNC. I guess it would be Claw Scabs if I really wanted to... No, sorry, I wouldn't be able to Claw. Because I'd be Scabsing so that I can CNC run Roughshod. The extra 2 damage is not worth the potential of not being able to stop whatever this is. Yeah, a bunch of stuff happens. Send Mandible Claw for 9 go again. 5 go again. Acilio doing Acilio things. Discarding a spell means I already have it, and are trying to find some kind of action elsewhere. I get to break the chain. Gauntlets. CNC for 7. Be cool if this was a strongest survive, but Acilio has graciously given me armor already. So the CNC is now 3 cards from hand or 2 cards plus Tunic. And if I get the Tunic, that is as good as getting a card from Acilio, because they would need to pitch to activate the Greaves as opposed to getting to do it for free. Play doubles. Oh, this was about to be a nasty turn. I mean, it still could be, right? Get the Gone in a Flash from Arsenal. Acilio breaks Bindings, question mark? This hand is all right. I block with CNC if I need to. I can just rip a Blood Rush. I still have Sash. I can also block with CNC. Strongest survive for 8. Arsenal Blood Rush. Kind of depends on what's happening to me this turn. I suspect that I will not get to keep these cards. I think a Mind Warp might be in my future. Littering Charge for 4 go again. I think I'm high and I am close enough to killing Acilio that this might be a flesh bag situation. Much as I want to save it for the combo turn, I also want to try to hit the spell. I also want to potentially block whatever the follow-up is, so that I can block around Channel Lightning Valley. Because I could give CNC here. To block, like if it's another Flittering Charge, I'll just block with Gauntlet CNC. Alright, Etchings, that's fine. Play the Sigil. Do you have the spell? No. So maybe I was supposed to block with CNC. I'm going to Blood Rush here. Keeping the CNC is a little too bad. I really want to keep these strongest survives. But the Blood Rush is going to threaten lethal damage. Regardless of whatever else is happening, whatever I draw off the top of my deck, I will get to threaten lethal damage. This is unfortunate with a Blood Rush. I'm going to... I could Savage Sash, Buckwild for 8, CNC for 6. I think the line is going to be Claw for 6 go again into CNC for 7, Arsenal Erase Face. The CNC threatens lethal. I'm threatening the Arsenal. What might actually be better, considering that Acilio still has the Sigil, still has the both Sigils. I think what I'm actually going to do... Well, this changes my line slightly. I'm considering Erase Facing here. Gonna shock me. Okay. Deal. Well, now I'm definitely not going to CNC. That was very preemptive. Because now I just don't, now I know I just don't need to CNC. Like, save your instants until you have to play them. Like, Erase Face is just going to get a Cilio here. Regardless of what all of this is going to amount to, there's no spell. So it could be 4 Gone in a Flashes, and I can give armor and block efficiently, and then the spell won't be surged. So I'm chilling. This hand is a hand of cards. It doesn't block super well. If I can keep Mighty Windup and Song of Sinew, I get to CNC for probably 11 or at least 10. The Gone in a Flash coming for 4 Go again. I am not going to block this one because of Channel Lightning Valley. That isn't true. I am going to block this, but I'm not going to full block it because I don't want to let Acilio play the instant, bounce the Gone in a Flash, and then have Gone in a Flash and active Channel Lightning. Especially considering that Acilio might have Gone in a Flash or Channel Lightning Valley in hand, and so if I block the Gone in a Flash for 4, and the card that they play is Channel Lightning Valley to pick up Gone in a Flash, now they have 2 active Channel Lightning Valleys and Gone in a Flash. That's my takeaway to you. My lesson to you from an old Aurora player is if they open with Gone in a Flash for 4 Go again, let it hit. You can block 3 on it. Don't block 4, because if they bounce it back with Channel Lightning Valley, they don't have to choose between blocking with playing the Channel Lightning Valley to pick up Gone in a Flash or playing the Channel Lightning Valley to draw a card. They get to do both. So that's my tip. Gone in a Flash for 4 Go again at the start of the turn. Let it hit. Eclectic Magnetism for 5. I'm going to put armor in front of this to make sure that I'm using my armor. I am not going to block from hand because I want to be able to play around whatever this... Oh, there is no spell. Right, because they're erase-faced. Okay, yeah, we're chilling. Okay. Yeah, this is fine. I could break Sash, pitch Song to Mandible Claw, discard Windup to give it Go again, CNC. I could also just Song CNC. Cool. You just get to double Buckwild. This doesn't matter. Undo. CNC in case they drew a D-React. They have no arsenal. The on-hit is death, so none of this matters. CNC for 11 should just win. Yeah. Unless they have Sigil. So yeah, we just get there. Got outvalued, but you know, Flesh Bag is always relevant. Meaningful disruption that Acilio has to care about. I think they were definitely preemptive blocking with armor. Definitely preemptive playing from Arsenal at instant speed when I am breaking the chain. Wait to see what I do, right? Because if I play CNC, that's what you want to instant from Arsenal. You get me because I was expecting to get additional value from the CNC. Hey, it's a different Acilio. Steven, what are your people up to? Why is there so much Acilio today? What's going on? Did something happen? Did Yudo post an update or something? Is there a new list? This hand is a hand of cards. I mean, it does stuff. Okay. That is a strong start, and we have Acilio, in my opinion, correctly on Old Knocker. So this hand just plays itself. We get to Buckwild, because he's so cool. We get to Buckwild for 7 Go again, into Strongest Survive for 5. I really wish it was Strongest Survive for 7. Acilio can just give me 2 point of armor block, show me a Flittering Charge, and be okay. Oregano Flash. Give me 3 points of block and show me Fry, but there's no way that Acilio is using Flash of Brilliance just to cover that. I exploded a Verdance on stream at the AGE Invitational yesterday. That was fun and that could be it. Honestly, anything that beats Verdance is a good deck to play. Hey, Aegis. No, that makes sense. If Acilio had a good showing on stream, that makes sense that people would want to be playing it. Strongest Survive hits. What are you showing me? Yeah, okay. Incorrectly read Strongest Survive. Strongest Survive, you need to show me a card with greater power than the damage you took, not greater than or equal. Oh, I figured it was going to be Current Funnel was the card that they wanted to show me but couldn't. Maybe they just don't have it. Okay. So that wasn't they misread the card. That was they didn't read the card. Channel Lightning, Volzar, Mind Warp. That'll do it. Hey, this hand is a hand of cards. I guess I get to CNC. I mean, that's pretty cool. Parka Swing Big. Acilio doesn't have enough armor to just give me Flash. Acilio doesn't have... Okay, well that is also good. I'm gonna die. So what I was saying is because Acilio blocked with Bindings and Greaves, they couldn't just give me the 3 pieces of armor and a card from hand. Instead, what Acilio is going to do is play the Sigil of Brilliance from Arsenal, use Flash of Brilliance, draw another card, have 5 cards in hand, possibly play the Sigil again, have a 6-card hand next turn, with Knocker and Greaves, and then I'm going to die. I will get blown up. Does not play the Sigil, which means I'm going to get blown up even more because they are not going for... It means they have a way to bounce the Sigil or use the Sigil to do more damage. So yeah, this is not good. Now the hand that I have drawn into is pretty okay. I get to play Song of Sinew. I can Blood Rush if I want to. I could Song of Sinew, Buckwild Swing Big for 19 damage. We'll see what I get to keep. I suspect what I will be doing instead is blocking. You have broken Greaves, which means that I am legally obligated to give you Scowling Fleshback. So let's just, yeah, we'll just rip it. This is not gone in a flash. I'm not presenting Acilio with any questions. Why am I blocking 4 here? Because I am playing around Channel Lightning Valley, which I want to delay as long as I can. What I could also do with this hand is block with Buckwild, block with Strongest Survive. If I can hold on to a yellow, I get to play Swing Big and then Arsenal Blood Rush. This is the turn. This is Acilio's big thing because Greaves has been blocked. So if I don't die here, I'm in a really good position because Acilio doesn't get to do this again. And so far, this is a terrible Greaves turn. This is a terrible Greaves turn. I'm pretty sure the game is over. Song of Sinew, what am I going to draw? I'm going to pitch Strongest Survive, play Blood Rush, discard Buckwild. I will float 2 resources. I could draw blue. Let me give a thinking. Because I could also just not play the Blood Rush this turn. I could wait and do this again. Sorry, no, I would be pitching the Blood Rush. Okay, I do need to play Blood Rush this turn. So I'm going to pitch a blue, discard a red, float 2 resources. So I believe I want to draw into Song, Assault and Battery. Claw for 8. Play Song, Gauntlet, Swing Big for 15. Then draw Bare Fangs and Swing Big. I believe that is the correct way to sequence this. Now, unfortunately, I'm going to draw 2 reds on my next turn, but we do have Sash to bail me out of that if I need it. Hey, opponent, let's both take a look at what my next hand is. All right, so we got some blues in here, so we're chilling. Likely going to be swing big, discard, park Bearfangs. That seems pretty okay. Good lord, Acilio has found the sigils. Has not found the Gone in a Flashes, but has found the sigils. I could also discard Agile Windup on Acilio's turn to make an agility and then Sash Swing Big Bearfangs. Depends on what they do. Again, I'm at 29. I have a bunch of armor. Like, I'm not being an Acilio expert. I could be wrong. I suspect that I live this turn. But Acilio is going for it. They've got the embodiment. If they can generate enough go again, this could be a big Gone in a Flash turn. I just feel like without Greaves, I don't foresee dying. There's the Gone in a Flash. Chat, what did I just tell you? Gone in a Flash, opening the turn with go again. We don't block this. I will make Acilio choose if they want to return Gone in a Flash with Channel Lightning, or if they want to draw with Channel Lightning. I will not let them do both. I suspect that I will get to block with armor later this turn, so hopefully I don't get punished by not putting at least scabs in front of the Gone. There's a current funnel. I'll start blocking with armor here. This doesn't particularly matter. Acilio doesn't have on hits, and because I've already taken damage this turn, Channel Lightning can't get me. I would like to avoid blocking from hand if I can, because if I get Mind Warped here, I want to have 3 cards instead of 2, just to guarantee that I have a play without Sash. But so far, Acilio is not presenting lethal damage, so I don't need to care about any of this. All right, that's Lightning Press. This is going to be a huge spell, whatever this is. I'm at 15. It's Consign, so I'm taking 13. For feeling like I wasn't going to die this game, this has been very close. And if Acilio has shocks in hand, I am going to die. Oops. I needed to discard Agile Windup. So maybe, yeah, maybe punished for not blocking with armor sooner. So digging for the spell. Can you find it? Survey says no. Close the combat chain. Close the combat chain. Activate gauntlets. Bearfangs. Please don't kill me. Hey, we got there. How close were you? Your next hand. Oof. Yeah, I'll give you the quick rematch. Yeah, I thought I was super duper safe, and then I almost died. So yes, I need to be blocking with armor sooner against Acilio, just to make sure I'm getting my value. Gone in a Flash for 3. Go ahead and block this. Acilio is just going to play the instant, bank a embodiment, and yeah, we're even taking 3 this turn. Four? Yikes. Acilio discard a different sigil. So holding Sigil of Lightning and a card I don't know, that's pretty okay. I just know that this is not an attack. All right, I was gonna Blood Rush, now I'm not. I guess I can make that choice later. Oh, this hand is terrible. Yikes. So I would like to block with Sash on my next turn, on Acilio's turn if I can, because I'm going to have to Sash here. Yeah, there's no way to do this well. This is pretty bad. We at least get to Strongest Survive here, which is something Acilio has to care about. This is coming in for 10. So Acilio's going to have to give me quite a lot to not discard. I will be Blood Rushing, pitching Blood Rush from Arsenal, pitching Blood Rush from hand. And I would like to be able to Sash as well, and we're just hoping we find blues. Like, this is terrible. I almost do hope I get Mind Warped here. Block with Sash, as I need to. We don't block 4 because the Gun and Flash has Go again, and I want Acilio to choose. Sigil of Lightning picks it up. That's spooky because we're looking at another mini combo next turn. Current Funnel, I will block as well. Again, I need to be using my armor. We learned this last game. In a Flash for 4, Go again. Have more block value. Acilio either has the spell and doesn't get the Gone back. Okay. Picks up Conductivity. All right, so we're doing fine. We're doing okay. Blood Rush, pitch Blood Rush. Please find blues. I desperately need blues. All right. Give a thinking. I believe this is Sash, Buckwild, pitch, Smash and Ground, float 2, claw, Strongest Survive. That's a pretty good turn. That's a pretty spicy one, sending quite a lot of damage and forcing Acilio to respect my on-hit. I get 6 out of my Blood Rush, which is not great for a Sash turn, but, you know, a lot more than I would be getting if I didn't Blood Rush here, if I didn't Sash this turn. You have to go 3 chain links wide. And please give me cards. Strongest Survive for 10 is going to be enough, where even if Acilio gives me all of the armor, he still needs to discard something, because even Eclectic Magnetism isn't enough to bail him out. Strongest Survive discards Sigil of Aether, so we're in a good spot, because any 2-card play in my deck with Might is going to be enough to threaten lethal. Acilio not blocking with any of the armor makes me think that he doesn't have it. This hand is good. We get to Song CNC, and also just CNC. What did you do? Was discarded. You Acilio'd, playing the Channel Lightning Valley. Lulzar Mind Warp. Gonna draw a card from the Channel Lightning Valley. This hand is enough. Yeah, we get to Blood Rush here. I'm going to get to Claw into Thing. Yep, that happens sometimes. That's, you know what? Even your two mighty windups, this is enough to threaten lethal. I'm forcing Acilio to not go insane on the next turn. Attack. Yeah, not ideal, but we're still threatening lethal. Acilio needs to block with another card from hand. I still have Flesh Bag. I'm still continuing to whittle Acilio down. So we're, you know, we're fine. Flash of Brilliance, pick up Channel Lightning, pick up nothing. Go to 1. I am not playing Reckless Swing in this build, so I can't just end the game. Last 2 Oblivion for 4, go again. What am I trying to do? I would like to Bear Fangs here. Sigil of Brilliance Blast, playing around my Flesh Bag. This is an interesting spot, because I could Flesh Bag here. Flesh Bag, give another card. Acilio plays the instant from Arsenal, picks up Sigil of Brilliance, draws a card, and now Flesh Bag does have a target. I like that. I'm going to block with Assault and Battery. This doesn't matter, but I am going to block with it anyway. I guess this play didn't actually make sense, because Acilio can just wait. Yeah, oops. The play made sense in my head, and then turned out to be very bad. We get got by the Lightning Press, so Acilio draws 3 cards here. I really wish I had Flesh Bag now. Yeah, we're not doing well. I really did not think that through. Like Acilio has to respond right now. He doesn't. Eclectic. Let's give you Leathers. I don't think I need to give you Rex now. Okay. Consign Volzar. Pretty good. And we just send Bear Fangs for what should hopefully be 9. Smash Instinct and Arsenal isn't the worst card. Like, if we get to go multiple chain links wide, force Acilio to block, and then intimidate away a blocking card, we can get there. Song of Sinew, not what I want to see. Still going to get 3 cards away from Acilio. Or we just win. Double instant. Two games where the Acilio felt like he was just a turn off. I mean, the first game I thought I was like locked up, and then we won at 2, and Acilio was 1 hand away from the shock that kills us. So that was a yikes. That game, Acilio just didn't have it. Just didn't find the Gone in a flash turn that he needed. Strong deck, but definitely showing why it isn't top tier. Because, yeah, sometimes you just don't find the pieces to your combo. But, like, clearly very strong and taking me from what I thought was an extremely commanding position in game 1 to, oh shit, I'm almost dead. But, been streaming for a little over 2 hours. I supposedly have an appointment coming up where I might be selling some cards, so I am going to call it here a little bit early. Hope you enjoyed these games. I thought the deck was functioning pretty well. Tear Limb from Limb felt good. In the one matchup where I brought it in, just helped me convert hands against Arachne. Song of Sinew feels kind of hit or miss, and I never brought Pulping in, so those are my 6 that I'm really looking at as far as maybe Song is better than I'm giving it credit for in the aggro matchups. I think Pulping just isn't very good. It's great in the mirror, it's great against Dash.io, and then every other hero in the meta is playing defense reactions. And if you're not bringing Pulping into your aggro mirrors because they might be on sinks, like, who are you playing it for? So I'll update the public list. This is, if you've looked at this list, it is a copy. So I'll update the main one on Talishar, but I am going to take another pass at it and trim some of the chaff and see if we can figure out, well, for the hard matchups, what do I need? Like, what could I bring for Florian or Verdance? Is there any Cinder tech that I'm not paying attention to? I should be back on Thursday. Going to set the appointment, 4:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Hope I can see you all there. Thank you all for tuning in today. It's been a lot of fun. Enjoyed playing games with all of you. I know Bonky, oops. Mondays I do start at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, so 2 hours ago. And then I try to stream from 2 to 2.5 hours. Thank you all for being here. It's been a lot of fun. I will see you all again on Thursday. And until the next time I see you, take care.